Good morning, everybody. My name is Kelly, as you all know, and I'm really excited today to have the amazing Teresa Crespo with us online. The agenda for today is just going to be reviewing the simple steps and process of starting your business, the difference between starting someone in your business and launching someone in your business. Teresa's going to give us some really valuable tips on social media. So, Teresa, good morning, and thank you so much.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for having me on today. I am very excited to share some good nuggets of information for everyone just to help them as they go, as they grow their business and learn along the way. So I appreciate your time today and everyone's time. And so I'm just going to kick it off here. Unless you have another immediate question.
No, Teresa, go right ahead. Just go right in.
All right. Well, you guys are doing just a wonderful job here launching your business or kicking off your businesses here. And it just, the foundation of it are these simple steps of the invite. Mastering invitation is key in the beginning of starting your business. So we want to use the tools. So inviting, now we've shared with you some script ideas, but this is just some guidelines or some suggestions. Really, it's about your personality and your style. I would encourage you not to all of a sudden become this kind of robot, candid, person and say things or, feel like you're scripted when you're talking to people. Just be you. Just be how people know you. Because if all of a sudden you start talking way different than you normally talk, people are like, what's going on? You don't sound the same. So I encourage you just to be you. And you want, the purpose of the invite is asking someone if they have seen this halo yet. Ask them if they know anybody that's wearing it. Ask them if they've seen the new wearable tech out there called the halo. All you're doing is asking them a question and getting them to respond. And so that you can then send them the 2-minute video and let them see the halo and the features themselves. So that's just to get the invite. Is the purpose of that is to get permission by them from them and start that dialogue, start that correspondence. And if you call someone and ask them, you can send it to them right while you're on the phone and just have them play that 2-minute video while you're sitting on the phone. There's no reason to hang up. It's only 2 minutes. So if you've got them captured right there and you're on the phone and you got them the 2-minute video, you can sit there while they're watching it on the phone and then ask them, what did you like best? That's right after the 2-minute video. What did you like best? What popped out at you? What is important to you? What do they see the halo solving? What problems that are important in their life? And you're asking them questions. It's not about you going and talking. We keep that conversation under 7 minutes at the max. And then after they've talked about what they like about it, they've mentioned a few people. One of my favorite lines that Wesley says all the time, well, hey, do you see yourself wearing this, or do you see yourself wearing this and profiting from it? Super simple. Do you see yourself wearing this, or do you see yourself wearing this and profiting from it? So once you ask them that question and they get intrigued by that, then you can send them the 5-minute video. Well, let me send you this 5-minute video. It's an overview of what that looks like and how we build our business. And then ask them what got them excited. Are they intrigued to know more? Because that's where you can lead them into a live or recorded webinar. Those are the next steps. And then the questions, get on a 3-way call or a 3-way Zoom with your upline mentorship so that we can answer their questions. All you're doing is giving them more and more information to make a well-informed decision. We want people to know if they're going to say no, what they're saying no to. We want them to know what they're saying no to. That's such an instant response by so many people. So that's why I don't like to use yes or no questions. Again, I also, in regards to taking a look at the business side and marketing this product to people, you can also use, hey, well, just curious if this does not interfere with what you're currently doing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how interested would you be in sharing this 2-minute video I just shared with you with all those people we just talked about that you just mentioned that had high blood pressure or that would love the safety feature or like to monitor their loved ones? On a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in marketing that? So to them. And then that's another way to lead them into the 5-minute, the 30-minute, get their questions answered. And then the invitation. After that, are you an ABC? So C is, kind of like, see you later. I'm not interested. Thank you very much for your time. And that person's not interested in getting one, but try to get 2 or 3 referrals from that person. So the C person is, hey, can I get some referrals? If you were to do this, who would be the first 2 people you would call and why? Who are the first 2 people that you would let know about this and why? And then ask them if you can have permission to go ahead and contact them, because why should they make a decision for somebody else? And you can say that to them. Say, I know that you're not interested in doing this, but don't make the decision now for Uncle Joe. Let me tell Uncle Joe, about this. Maybe they're a B, that they're interested in the product. They want it for themselves or their family, but they're not interested in building a business yet. So just let them be a customer. They're B. Get them to your website, get them to order. And A means they're all in. They see the opportunity. They're rock stars like you guys. They are all in. And they are ready just to blow this up because they see how this product is just going to evolve and increase in value. Every day it increases in value. Whenever we can download another feature, it increases in value. So that's that, Kelly, as regards to keeping it simple there, the simple steps.
I love it, Teresa. Thank you. And, that ABC, I know folks were asking me about it because, it's really, see you, can I help anybody else? Do you want to buy it, put it on your wrist, or do you want to go all in? And everybody kind of falls under one. So, thank you for that. Teresa, could I lead you into the next thing that we I think would be really valuable is the difference between starting a business and launching a business, because, that's something that, it's a tricky wicket to understand until you do, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, so, the starting a business is kind of where you're just kicking it off and, you're talking to a few people, you're kind of getting, doing more, research, maybe trying to get more of your questions answered. You're online, you're looking at systems or processes, and you're just letting, you're just dribbling on people and dripping on people, whatever, and just letting them know a little bit about the business. And then there's launching. And, success loves speed. So that's launching a business. Success loves speed. So the faster you go out there, because it's really important when we create our list of people that we want to contact. And I know that there are people in your organization that have thousands of people, literally. We all know thousands of people. You sometimes don't realize it until you just start writing down names, because it's not only that, let's say you write down your 5 best friends' names, but the opportunity is you also know their parents, their siblings, their cousins. You might know some of their best friends, or their, who they went to college with, that they work with, that they really like, or maybe even don't like. So our lists are very extensive. It's just sometimes we don't sit and think about, some people say, oh, I only know a few people. And the reality is, a lot of people. And so writing down that list and using that tracking sheet that you have, the point of writing that down is you are going to contact those people. You want to contact those people. So the faster you go through that list, and I always kind of joke about this, I'm like, let's get the pain and suffering over with. Let's just do it. Just get her done, because you're going to contact them anyway. So that's what you do when you launch. You're just like, boom, 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 boom. You're just contacting everyone, because it's all about their timing, timing for everyone. And you want to start, getting them getting them started in the process. And what's great is that what that actually does when you launch a business and you're growing fast like that and you're contacting a bunch of people, you're utilizing your time the best. So all of a sudden you're starting to get responses back, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that sense of urgency, because you have to respond to 10, 15 people that day. Well, what that's going to do is that's actually going to keep you from saying too much, or it's like, okay, I've got all these people. Okay, they've watched the 2-minute video. I got to ask this question. I got to quick get them on the phone. What did you like best? What popped out at you? And you know what? This is so fun, and exciting. Would you be interested on a scale of 1 to 10? Where would you be on sharing this? Blah, blah, blah. So you end up doing your whole business faster because you have a whole bunch of people you got to get back to, and our time is valuable. So that's different than just contacting 2 people and then the next day contacting 2 people. And it has a whole different energy. It has, and, you want to just get through that list as fast as possible so you can start launching your A team that you have and start working with those people. And that excitement is just like, boom, and it's just a totally different way. So that's how we like to launch and get this out to as many people as possible. Plus, I have, there's people that I didn't contact that I should have contacted, and I waited, and then all of a sudden they're in the business and they're in somebody else's business. So because of this product being unique and different and no competition, I've lost some really good friends that I was, that I just didn't get to. I just was waiting. And part of it, I don't know if I was waiting because, I was scared. There's some people that I approach that are, have had a lot more success than I've had in the profession. And, and I was scared to contact them, and I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have put that own limiting belief on myself because, they were excited about it when I talked to them, and they were like, "Oh, Teresa, I didn't know you were in this, and I'm already in, I'm like, oh, so, okay. So that's where, you're just getting a hold of these people before somebody else does. And that's like, we always like to have these private webinar launches too. Because you're inviting people to come take just a sneak peek of before you go to the rest of your world. So you want them to, you're like, I'm inviting a handful of people to a private webinar. All we're going to do is tell these people how much you care about them, you think about them, you're important to them, that you're excited about this, and you want to do this with people that you like being with and hanging out with and want to vacation with, and your friends. So those private launches are very successful because they're small, they're intimate. They see there's only 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 people on there. And that's your beginning core group of your business. So that's the part of launching instead of just kind of onesies and twosies. Let's just get that rush. Your first 30 days story is very important. You want to get as much activity going in your first 30 days. And then what you do, because you're recruiting your first 30 days, the next 30 days is where you're helping those people do their launches. And then the next 30 days in your 90-day plan, you are still continuing to help the new people that come along, but you kind of go back into recruiting again yourself and hit another recruiting blitz at that point. So you recruit your first 30 days, you launch your business, help those people launch the next 30 days, and the last 30 you're kind of blitzing again, recruiting, and still supporting the team.
Thank you, Teresa. And, just to drill that down, just for clarity, I think, is that when you bring someone on, if they want to onesie twosies, they can take advantage of your webinars, your Zooms, team Zooms. But when you bring someone on and they want to launch, setting them up to share the scripts to get people interested. And, I know that I goofed with this because, of the world I'm in and who I am, but not talking, letting your mentor do the talking. Let the Zoom do the work, because the fact is that, everybody here on this call and most folks that are going to come in some way have been a leader, but people don't always think that they can be you. So for me, when I stopped doing my own questions and when I stopped trying to be their have all, answer all, and gave them to you and gave them to Wesley, it, was, kind of exponential, because then they were like, oh, okay, I can do that. I can just take someone and send them to Kelly or send them to Teresa or whatever. And they think they can do that. So that was like huge for me. And then the difference from launch, a launch has a date. It has action steps to be done before that time, and it has a date. And having that revolve around, our pay cycle and what we're doing, is huge. And fair to say, Teresa, there are folks that have come in that they're coming in and they want to talk to one and talk to the other, and that's great. But, then there really isn't a need to go in and put a schedule for a leader on the book to do a private webinar for them and to really, in other words, they can do it. They can come in and start, or they can come in and launch.
Exactly.
Good.
Yep, you're exactly right. So we because thanks for bringing up the cycle. because our pay cycle goes Monday to Monday, like Monday about midnight Eastern time. So Tuesday to that Monday night is really our pay cycle week. So we do like to kick off and launch on a Tuesday because you have a full week, especially if you're trying to hit a specific rank during that time. You know, that just is based on volume. So you want to get started in the beginning of a cycle. And what's cool here also is, what I also always want to encourage is, you have such a dynamic group of people, very successful, motivated, driven, and whenever somebody starts something new that already has some level of success, or they have been working on becoming a professional, this is a time for them to be the hero of their own story. And they might have been someone that has kind of been under your wing for years, and you have been, mentoring and coaching them and training them and supporting them through the years. And then you've got to allow them to be able to step up and be the hero of their own story, that this is their story. This is their time to shine, and take everything that they've learned and take it here and create a business. And we want to encourage that leadership. We want to let them know that we believe in them, that they get their questions first, as well answered, but just tie them into the system, and then let them, nurture their group and say, okay, guys, these are when we have our webinars. This is some of the webinars we're going to schedule. Start learning the presentation themselves so they can do it. That's what creates duplication. And so just make sure, as a leader, you are identifying people in your team that want to be, step up. This is their time. This is the time. This is what they've been preparing for all their life. And maybe they don't have any experience at all, but if they're passionate, on fire, let it be their first story, because there are just some people that can come in just by their pure personality and passion and excitement. We want to encourage them just to, take it and run with it, and just go. So that's also part of that. And a little bit with launching that. And so I think, did I miss anything that I could expand on?
No, I think that, when I was going through this, one thing that came to my head too, me and my little Godwinks, was, it's not about working with the people you bring in. It's about working for them. Mm-hmm. Your mentor should be working, with your folks. You should be working for them, doing webinars for them, doing the answering of the questions for their peeps. Mm-hmm. Once we become, the quote, know-it-all, and people think they could never be like us, that puts a hindrance, to their story. And it's not duplicable, because, not everybody's going to be an amazing Pam Gomez, Teresa Crespo, Margaret McGrath, Margaret Hartman, and some people will be even more amazing. So it's really realizing, what they need. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Teresa, thank you for that. The next thing that I'd ask you to go into, if you could, would be just a couple minutes about, social media, because, social media is part of our world. And, some of us were like going along, kicking and screaming, but going, and, some people, they check their social media in the middle of the night. So could you give us maybe just a few best practices for social media to help us and for our group?
Yep. So, really, of course, the main social media is Facebook. So that's really the one that most people use. I've been informed that most people my age use Facebook. So that my kids don't say it's for older people. They've got Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter and all those. So first I'm just going to talk a little bit about Facebook, because it's where a lot of people do use Facebook. And one of the things is, just know that when somebody does evaluate you or your business, or if you approach them about it, they are going to scroll through your Facebook, and they are going to see what you're all about. And they're going to see if they align with your values and beliefs. Even if, because especially maybe you do end up contacting an old friend from high school, or, that you've been thinking about, or someone that you might not have talked to for years. They are going to go take a look at your Facebook page and see what you've been doing in your life. So just note that if you're asking people to join you in a collaborative effort as a team to work together, they are going to be evaluating you. And so, and are you going to be able to help them really build a business? So that's going to be one thing. They're going to be looking at you. So just make sure that what you're putting on there is, you know, is that it's going to be looked at. You know, people are going to see it every time you post. Okay, so I do not post politically ever on my Facebook wall. And as far as my faith, I actually do post that out there because that's who I am. So but I don't talk about the different religions or beliefs. I don't talk about the different ones. I mean, but I will post some of my posts because that's who I am. So, but I don't say anything about one or the other religion because it's not, that's not where I am to judge. So, and okay. And then the other thing is if you are going to post about your business, you do not post that, hey guys, have you seen the new Hilo? I'm going to encourage you not to do that because here's the deal. They're going to go Google Hilo. You want to leave an element of curiosity. So your post should actually be about you really excited about, it could be about a feature or it could be just about the opportunity, really excited. Like what I did I did have a Facebook video that I went public with later that I did talk about the business in a video, but that was because then I could capture them in the video. It wasn't just a post because all of a sudden they were intrigued by what I was saying. So I had the opportunity to, really talk about why I got excited about this and I could keep their attention. But it does have to be, if you do videos, it does have to be under 3 minutes. People do not have an attention span over 3 minutes. But what I did do is I took a picture of my daughter. She was going like this, like this. This really cute little picture of this. And she says, my mommy's working on something really big. Okay. So, that's what I posted, was something cute like that, the intrigue of, and getting kind of creative. What could you put on there that's going to create curiosity for other people? And they're like, what are you doing? What's going on? Give me some scoop here. And so if you just put the video on there, like the 2-minute video or something, so you have that person's going to go out and research it, and you're trying to capture that person's attention, and then you control it. You control what you're putting out there, and that lead, and then the follow-up steps. So you don't want to put like every fifth post should be about something in your business, and always post about animals, cats and dogs. People love it. And food. Okay. Take a picture of your food, put it on there. I know. Put a recipe, share it. People love food. And the thing is, they like to like those things. And the more they like your things that you're posting, the more you come up in their feed. Okay. And then that's another thing for us to like each other's things. Now, and here's the thing. If you put something really cool up or whatever, text them, say, hey, go to my wall, please like this, because we are busy. But because every time that somebody likes it, it bumps back up in the top of the feed. Okay. Anytime somebody comments, it bumps back up into the top of the feed. So if you have 5-6 people that have commented on a post of yours, don't hit like all at the same time. Come back every 15 minutes or a half hour and hit either you liked it or comment. If they comment on their, reply to a comment, but come back another half hour or an hour, because when you comment again, it pushes that back up in the feed again. Does that make sense? Okay. So, we want you guys, that's kind of how you can use that so you keep popping up. But if you guys post something, let the group know that you go to each other's page and just like it. Again, that's going to be make it more popular. So, and then the more that you have that other people like, then your feeds are going to come up more on their Facebook page as well. And then every time you do go add a page or add a friend, make sure that you go in and look at some of their stuff and like it, because then their information is going to come up on your page. That's also a good little Facebook housekeeping tip. Go through your friends on your Facebook, and if you haven't talked to someone in a while, go and start liking some of their stuff and looking at some of their stuff and liking it. Start re-engaging in that relationship. Don't go instantly pitching them. Some people, you can, just, hey, you like this, or comment on something. Oh, wow, your kids are really growing. Okay. And then you're going to start seeing that person's feed. And so just kind of go through your list there of people, start creating the relationship. If it's been a while, comment on some things, and then you can approach them, because then, don't just out of the cold blue and you haven't talked to them in 8 years. We should still try to cultivate that relationship. And it's easiest to do that on Facebook by just making some comments and stuff on their information. And so if you're going to do a video, the unveiling video is really good. So if you're doing something like that, you're like, hey, you've got your product and now you're going to show everyone, and you've got the video and you're all excited and you're opening your box and, look at this. I'm so excited. I got this finally, and, this is what I have. And those are really good too, because people are like, what is that? Don't just, guess what? It does my blood pressure, and you can talk about different things, or if you're a fitness person or anything like that. So that is a great way to use a video, but just putting, just posting a link or putting in a video, like the 2-minute video, is not doing you any good on Facebook. Now, as far as Twitter and Instagram, just putting some things out there as well. You can just put things that are curiosity, and get people to reply on that. I honestly do not use them very much. I'll be honest with you. If you do have some experts in your team that do use those, please have them come on another one of these team calls and share with us what, their expertise. So I just don't have a lot in that. And LinkedIn is also a really great resource. LinkedIn, because those are all professionals. So if you have a LinkedIn account, start putting some valuable information. And that's another thing. If videos work great, guys. Like if you're just going to do generic videos, just do generic videos about a topic. Like you should be doing fitness videos or any kind of video. Okay, so if you can do a 2 or 3 minute video that has nothing to do with your business, but you're bringing value to people on Facebook, they're going to start following you and wanting to know more. But it has to bring value. It's like you don't come on there and just create a video talking about, life is so beautiful and wonderful and the stars align and, stuff like that. No, bring value. Don't sound crazy. So
that's such a good thing. And I just wanted to circle back on something you said too. Some folks think that, the way to promote on Facebook is just to start, all of these private messages with everyone. But when you go in and you start, commenting on their kids, their dog, what they had for dinner, their vacation, when you do that, the algorithms of Facebook, if you don't do that, you turn around and all of a sudden you feel like nobody's responding to your post, and it's really not that. It's that they're not seeing it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's not coming up in their feed. So the algorithms is real important. And, when it comes to Instagram, LinkedIn, I do use LinkedIn and Twitter. Twitter is kind of cool because, you're restricted to only a couple of letters. LinkedIn, the groups on LinkedIn, but it would be really fun if we can find folks that are really, really good at the different social media platforms to maybe make, 2 or 3 minute videos to share with everybody. So if you have someone on your team, I'm not a millennial. I don't use Snapchat. I don't use that. I don't really know why you'd want to send a picture to somebody and have it gone in 30 seconds, but they seem to like it. And, Instagram. So, we're not the queen of all things and the knower of all. So that'd be something really cool we can develop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Teresa, I thank you. What I'm going to do now is I am going to, just pause the recording so that we can, unless you'd like a few final words, so that we can have this on file, and then just, really talk between us for a second. So is there any?
Sure. Yeah, I'll wrap it up. I'll just say, you know what, guys, this is a lot of fun. Remember to have fun in this. I mean, this product is absolutely amazing product. And what it does, the peace of mind, how it helps people, everything. Just remember that what we have here that no one else has. And one of my favorite things that Eric Worre always says is that fortunes are made before it becomes obvious to the rest of the world. Great fortunes are made before it becomes obvious to the rest of the world. And that's what we have here. This is, this is a disruptive product. It's a disruptive product because it is a product that no one else has. And once people see it, and they are aware of that this exists, they can't stop thinking about it, and they want it. And people like to be cool. They like to be trendy. They like to be on the front end of something like this. And the story is fresh and new. This is not about a lotion, potion, juice, and cream, which there's amazing ones out there, but you don't have to rewrite, some kind of a story out there and really why your product is so much better or whatever. We get to truly this is an emotionally connected product. It makes people feel good. It makes them see, what's going on in their body. And if you do come from the background of coaching and mentoring and in weight loss, let's just say in that, if somebody doesn't see immediate physical changes, okay, you still have to encourage them to say, or they don't see the weight loss, and you're like, well, yeah, but you're creating muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat, and we've all have had that conversation. Well, when you can